Today we will be talking about subtraction, decimals, measurement, and multiplying decimals. And we're going to be starting off with subtraction, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys already know how to do subtraction, so I'll just go over real quick. There's three different problems for subtraction, and the first one is the one you already know. It's just simple subtraction. So you just do that, and then you do minus, and it goes 8 minus 9. You can't do that, so you borrow from your neighbor, and then this becomes 18, and then you do 18 minus 9 equals 9, 8 minus 7 equals 1, 8 minus 6 equals 2, and 1 minus 0 equals 1. So the number 1 is 1219. And that's the first problem, which is the first way to do something, and that one's pretty easy. And now let's look at the second type of subtraction problems. So the second type of subtraction problems is the biggest number is gone, so this is question mark. Usually it will be biggest number minus the smallest number equals a smaller number, so this would be question mark, but in this case the biggest number is the question mark. So in this case, all you gotta do is you gotta do the opposite of subtraction. You gotta do addition. So instead of subtracting, since you have to find that, you just add the 350 to 3082. So you just gotta do this. So 2 plus 0 equals 2, 8 plus 5 equals 13, 1 here, 4, 3. So the answer is 3,432. And if you check for yourself, 3,432 minus 350 will equal 3,082. So you guys could check that by yourself. And now the final type of problem is gonna be this type of problem where the smallest number is the question mark. So the first type of problem is where the smaller number, the second to smallest number is the question mark, and then the second problem is going to be where the biggest number is the question mark, and the fourth one is where the smallest one. Okay. So, and for this one, these problems are just like the first type of problems. Okay. All you gotta do in order to solve the question mark is you just gotta subtract the biggest number and the second biggest number, okay? And we just get, and we gotta borrow from the neighbor, and then this becomes 17, this becomes 8, 0, 1, 0. So for number 4, if you plug in 108 for the question mark, you will get the answer. So it's gonna be 2,177 minus 108 will equal 2,069. Okay, so and that's all there is for subtraction. So those are the three different types of subtractions. Now let's move on to decimals. Decimals is basically the exact same thing as just regular adding. Okay, so it's just gonna be like this. You just set it up, and remember to put the zeros as placeholders. You don't have to, but just remember. So 9 plus 0 equals 9. 4 plus 3 equals 7. 1 plus 9 equals 10. So you just move it across, and you just slide the decimal point down, and then this can become 2. So for number 1, this is the answer. So you guys all basically know how to do this. It's just regular addition, okay? And you just line up the hundreds, the tenths, and the ones, okay? It's basically just the same thing as addition. So we're just gonna move on. The next one is measurement. Measurement is really simple too, as long as you know multiplication or addition, and you just gotta memorize this, okay? 1 yard equals 3 feet, and 1 foot equals 12 inches. So let's try it. 4 yard, so 1 yard equals 3. So there's 4 of them, so you do 4 times 3 equals to 12. So basically it's just 12 feet. And now let's do number 2, 32 yards. So from yard to feet. So there's 32 yards. So you got to do 32 divided by 3, right? And in this case, it's not gonna be that hard, right? But then later it might get like a little harder. But for now, it's not really that hard. It's just gonna be 10 and 2/3. Okay, so the answer would just be 32 yards. So you divide by 3, and it's just gonna be 10 and 2/3. Okay. And I think that's really all. Let's try to do inches problem. So there's 1 foot and 12 inches, and right here we have 3 inches. So in order to get a foot, there's 12. So you just do 3 over 12, and you can simplify it into 1 over 4. So 3 inches equals 1 over 4 feet. Okay, so 1/4 feet. Okay, and that's basically all there is. So you just gotta, the biggest point for measurement is you just gotta memorize the formulas. Okay, and you can easily do it later. And now let's move on to our final topic, which is going to be multiplying decimals. And multiplying decimals might get a little tricky, but it's just the same thing as multiplying. So let's try this, and then it's going to become 100. Okay, and it's going to be 2 times 0 equals 0, 2 times 0 equals 0, 2 times 1 equals 2, and that's basically it. And since the point is on the tens, then you're just gonna put it down here, and the answer for this is gonna be 2. So these are it's just regular it is just regular multiplication. So let's just try another one. Let's do number 4. 0.843 times 10 times 10. And then the first rows can all be 0. So just if you do, actually we'll just do it. So 0 times 3 equals 0. 0 times 4 equals 0. 0 times 8 equals 0. And we move on to the next layer. So we start with a 0. 1 times 3 equals 3. 1 times 4 equals 4. And 1 times 8 equals 8. And since it's on the hundreds place, then you put it 1, 2, 3. Since it's 1, 2, 3, and we put it right here. The answer is going to be 8.43 for number 4. And basically, I think that is all for today. And thank you for listening.